I never thought a chair could hurt. It was just a wooden chair. Old, scratched, the kind no one ever fought over. But somehow, it became the loudest thing in the room. Every holiday, every birthday, every family dinner, it stayed empty. And every time I looked at it, I told myself the same thing. One day we would talk again. One day we would laugh about how silly it all was. One day this space would be filled. I just didn't know that one day would never come. My brother and I grew up close. Not the kind of close where you say everything out loud, but the kind where you don't need to. We shared a room when we were young. Shared secrets. Shared snacks. Shared silence when things got hard. When our parents argued, he would sit beside me on the floor and distract me with jokes. When I cried, he didn't say much. He just stayed. That was how he loved. Quietly, steadily. As we got older, life pulled us in different directions. Different jobs, different cities, different worries. But we always found our way back to each other. Until we didn't. The argument was small, almost embarrassing to admit now. It started over something simple. A misunderstanding. Words said the wrong way, at the wrong time. I remember the look on his face. Surprised, hurt. And instead of stopping, instead of softening, I pushed back. I told myself I was standing up for myself. I told myself he would calm down and call me. He told himself the same thing. Days passed. Then weeks. I waited for his name to light up my phone. It didn't. He waited too. That's the part people don't talk about. Silence is rarely one-sided. It's usually two people waiting for the other to speak first. At family gatherings, people asked about him. I smiled and said he was busy. Busy became months. Months became years. At first, I felt angry. Then I felt proud. I told myself, if he really cared, he'd reach out. But pride is a quiet thing. It doesn't shout. It just sits there, pretending to be strength. The chair appeared one Thanksgiving. We were setting the table, counting plates, arranging food. My mother hesitated, then placed one extra chair at the end. No one said anything. No one needed to. It was for him. Dinner came and went. The chair stayed empty. After that, it became tradition. Birthdays, Christmas, anniversaries. One empty chair. At first, it felt hopeful, like an open door. Then it started to feel heavy, like a reminder. Years passed, and something strange happened. We stopped saying his name, not because we forgot him, but because saying it hurt too much. Silence has a way of teaching people how to avoid pain, even when avoidance costs more in the long run. Sometimes, late at night, I would scroll through old photos.us as kids. Us laughing. I would start typing a message. Hey, then delete it. I told myself I didn't know what to say. The truth was, I was afraid. Afraid of rejection. Afraid of reopening wounds. Afraid of hearing nothing back. So I stayed quiet. Then came the call. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. It was early. Too early. I knew before I answered. The words didn't register at first. They floated around me, unreal. My brother, hospital. Too late. I remember sitting down slowly, like my body needed permission to collapse. At the funeral, I stood beside the empty chair. Only this time, it wasn't waiting anymore. It would never be filled again. People told stories about him, about his kindness, his humor. I listened like a stranger. There were so many things I wanted to say. So many apologies stuck in my throat. I realized then that silence doesn't freeze time. It keeps moving. Life doesn't pause while we wait to feel ready. After the funeral, I went home and stared at my phone. For years, I had told myself there would be time to explain, Time to fix things. Time to forgive. Time is not promised. The empty chair stayed, but now it meant something else. It wasn't waiting anymore. It was remembering. I learned something too late. Silence does not protect relationships. It tests them, and not every relationship survives the test. If you are listening right now, thinking of someone you haven't spoken to, someone you miss, someone you're waiting on, don't wait. Say the thing. Make the call. Send the message. Because one day, there may be a chair that stays empty forever, and no apology will ever be loud enough to fill it.